Welcome back, everyone, to Forza Motorsport 4. Hope everyone's doing good. Yeah, let's get right into it, I guess. I really ran out of how I was going to open this up. Switch over here and get into tonight's action. So we got pretty far into the game, of course, but we are nearing the end stage of this game. Which is crazy to think about, honestly, because it feels like we just started this. Like, well, not just started this, but because it's been a couple years, but this has gone by way faster than I thought it would. Kind of tried to turn the audio down, but apparently I did not do a good enough job of that on my end. Oh, let me go turn this down some more. That should be more than good. I probably won't be able to hear it anymore, but oh well. Hope everyone's had a good day. Welcome back, everyone. Let's see, what did we get into last time? I didn't watch my last stream. Sometimes I'll watch my previous streams to kind of figure out if what I got up to. Obviously, I see him in the Lamborghini concept car here.
Now it's time for another
So where are we off to next? So we got Sebring. Okay.
Sebring International Raceway.
See what event options we've got here. Got the Lambo Showcase, the Class S North American Tour, and the CTSV Club. What did we have in Class S? We got the Lamborghini, obviously. We can run that again. I wasn't terribly keen on that car, honestly. Could go into the Viper, could go in the LFA, could go into the EB110, the Mark V, stuff of that nature. Just go with the Mark V for now, and of course I'd lose the option for the North American S Tour. Just by switching to that car. Make that make sense. Anything for R3? No, of course not. I did see a Golf R event, though. Does this cover... Okay, so it's just the Mark 6R, so it does not include the R32, because that was what I was curious about. If that would include that thing. Having a hard time with this one. Thought I had more than one Mazda Speed 3. I guess I don't. Let's see. There's a C-Class Tour and a B-Class Tour. See, I'm just not vibing with any of these. Like, it's made it difficult. The Seat. Alright, we can at least do this B-Class event with the Seat. We are on round... Still got quite a bit to go, it looks like. Oh, 9 of 17 of the Masters Division. Alright. I want to definitely get our cash up so we can get an actual race car at some point. That'd be really cool. I really like this thing. This car has been a favorite of mine this whole time. I don't know if it's in any other games, too, like any other Forza games. Like, I think it's in... Is it not in the newest Motorsport game? Because I doubt it's in Horizon. I think the only Cupra models we got is, like, the Formentor and some other Cupra model. Alright, let's check out the grid. Our grid tonight, our first race of the night, got a Camaro, a couple GT500s, a Challenger, a Charger, our lucky little Seat, a 06 Charger, and we have a Pontiac GTO. So we are very much stacked against a bunch of V8s. So let's hope our little turbo 4-banger can make some moves, because we are definitely very outclassed. I hope I remember which button shifted gears. I've played so many different games lately, and they've all had different controls. So it's made it really hard for me to remember which buttons are shifting. Cut the grass. Okay, we are definitely getting trounced on the straights by these muscle cars. Maybe not. Is the AI just incompetent enough? 5 laps. This is why I really wish we could have done like a more Like, I would have liked to have driven the Mark V for this, honestly, but apparently, even that car is S-Class, I'm not going to get an S-Class event with it as an option. The Seat is taking a beating out there tonight. Holy cow. Right up at the podium positions, though, is where I'd like to be. Down the inside, a little bit risky, definitely too risky. Got both Shelbys. Just, that one's giving me trouble here. That was either a Camaro or a Challenger on the front here. I believe it's a Camaro. Well, I'll see if I can reel them in a little bit. Drag race. Ooh, I wasn't paying attention to that. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Run a little bit further. Well, I got a message I kind of want to read. Okay, let's get back to it. Apologies for that. A little bit of a nice move on the inside there on the Camaro. That did pay off for us perfectly. That's exactly what I needed right there. Oh, and absolutely borked it right there. Out the window. Just like that. That sucks. Okay, this car just hates that corner because it's like I'm braking pretty heavy. Yeah, this thing is just not liking that corner. I felt like I slowed down more than enough for that corner. I just did not want to take that corner. And that is going to give the position back to the Camaro. The yellow Shelby once again screaming towards me in that rearview mirror. Hard on the brakes. This corner specifically in Sebring has always been the death of me on every other game I've ever played. R Factor, iRacing, Forza, like the newer Forza games. I hate that corner. Sometimes I'll brake at the exact same brake point and get two different results. Sometimes I'll go flying off track. Sometimes I'll be perfectly fine. It really just depends on the day, it seems like. Either get a really good streak of not flying off a track, or I'll just constantly fly off in that corner. See, I always think I brake enough for these corners, and this thing is just, I feel like the brakes just aren't good enough on this thing. Okay, the Camaro's gonna dive bomb me again here. It'll get me back with my own tactic. This is a tight race. Now that GT500's back on my bumper, and I'm just like indecisive. Dude, that Camaro is absolutely pulling away from me right now. We got 2 laps to go. I definitely think I can hang with him. It's just a matter of getting ahead of him and staying ahead of him. I'm more surprised that the Camaro's what's giving me trouble, not the Shelbys. Come on, little Seat. That was a really risky move, and it didn't pay off because we straight into the gravel. I really tried to late brake him, and it definitely did not pay off. Gonna tap him a little bit, but in my defense, he hit me in the last lap, so. Come on, I just got to keep him behind me for the rest of this lap and the entirety of the next. He's going to go down the inside again. Same move. Didn't quite work as good as it did last lap, and that white Shelby is going to punish him for it. Come on, stay on track. We just got to keep two big power American muscle cars behind me for one more lap. See if we can do it. Now I got a little bit of clean air in front of me. Maybe I can make it happen, but definitely have the odds stacked against me. These two have been, this Camaro and this Shelby behind me have been on me this entire race. Got a good run up on him right now. A little bit too much gravel there. I think I cooked it a little too much there. I think I can salvage it. I play a little bit of defense. Dang it. Okay. And I kind of figured that was going to happen. This car does not have the most responsive steering I've ever seen. There we go. Much better. Oh, my neck. I don't know if that just caught that. That distracted me though. There we go. That was not my best performance, but felt probably only 480 credits. Okay, I thought that was gonna be way worse. Got that level 6 affinity award with Sayat now, so that's cool. All right, where are we off to next?
Today it's back
We
to the
are
main
headed
body
to
of
Europe. It looks like
Germany
Hockenheim.
for a race on the Hockenheim
brutal.
ring.
That's not a track that I've been particularly strong at. Oh, it's an autocross event. We do have a autocross, an S class. That would be good for the Audi. Let's see. The B5. Let's go with that. Oh, never mind. I forgot the S4 is R3. Oops. Okay, where is one of my S classers? I think it's the Mark V is the S class, right? Garage is like really disheveled apparently. There we go. Alright, this thing I think is still front wheel drive. I don't think I did the all wheel drive swap. So, might not be quite as good around here, but hey, we're gonna try. All right, so target time is 4 minutes. Obviously, there's no grid because it's autocross. See how this goes. Haven't done one of these in a while. See what our little Mark V can do. It's definitely still front-wheel drive. Ooh, I don't know how I didn't hit that one. Okay, I'm surprised that it just... Oh, tail end is getting a little slidey. That was some good recovery. Oh, there it is. I knew I was going to hit one eventually. Rear end came out a little bit there, and it definitely did not help me at all in that case. Oh, come on. That's going to be a bad miss. We were doing so good, too. The rear end on this thing is coming unglued so easily. Gosh dang, come on. Yep. What? I'm struggling now. Got off to such a good start, too. The rear end is just coming really unglued on this car. And I'm kind of surprised by it, considering it's a Golf. Like, it's front-wheel drive. It's not a car that should be having terminal oversteer like this. Came a little slippery there. I think we've definitely got the target time easy. I say that, I'm making it way harder on myself hitting on these cones. Yep. Barely because of all that. We hit 11 of those cones, which is really annoying, but still passed the event. That's what I needed. We did level up, so we should be getting a prize car, Ultimate Grand Tour category this go around. All right, here we go. We got a pretty good lineup here. Got the R8, the Gallardo, the Roof RT12S, the 458 Italia, and the McLaren MP412C. These are all cars that I hold a lot of respect for. I mean, all of these cars I hold a lot of respect for. See, what I'm torn on is I feel like we've had an R8 on this series already, so I feel like that should disqualify the R8. The Gallardo is pretty much an R8. The Roof would be interesting. I love the 458 Italia though, and the 12C is my favorite McLaren. So I think I'm gonna go with the Roof just because I don't know, it just makes sense for me as a Porsche fanboy. Obviously in yellow, it's my favorite color for Porsches. So that event could have gone better. That event really could have gone better. That was not my finest hour in terms of
Today you'll get back on track at
my racecraft. We are headed to Silverstone again for round 11. We got this time. Have some C-Class Euro Tours. What do we at in money? What we got, like, credits-wise? We're 413,000 credits. These are by class. I said it's just affordable cars. Cars I can just buy right now. I want to see if we can get a proper race car if I need even more credits for that. I'm not opposed to selling some cars to make room, but because I definitely think we should get something that's like a proper built race car. Something like a DTM car would be kind of cool. Okay, we got the Radical SR8, the Gumpert Apollo, the Mosler MT900, the Joss JT1, and the Celine S7. Obviously, only one of these is a purpose-built race car, and it's the Radical. That car is actually an R2. Let's see, is any of the Audi DTM cars in this game? Okay, so we have a couple of them. The A4 is 1.2 mil, and so is the TTR. The R8 LMS is an R3 as well. Any of the BMW ones. I have the M3 GT2, which I mean is a good car. The M3 GTR as well. These are 900,000 to 1 million credits, so obviously not in the budget at the moment. I think all of Ford's race cars are just Australian supercars. About Honda, any like the Super GT. Just the Takata Dome NSX, and it's 1.5 mil, so it's way out of what I'm wanting to spend on one of these. Lexus SC430s are 1.5 mil. I imagine the Super GT car is going to be about the same. But just for clarity's sake, I'm going to look. Yeah, 1.5 mil on that. Is there any other Seats in the game that could be a race car? We have the Leon Super Cup. But obviously not what I'm looking for on that one. Yeah, I doubted any VW race cars would be in this game. Vauxhall maybe? No DTM cars from Vauxhall. I know the Opel DTM cars in the game, because I think I commented on it last time. It's 1.2 million though. Dang. And if I'm spending that much, I'm getting the Audi. Okay, so we are definitely not anywhere close to any of the race cars I would want to buy. Oh, I do want to see. I think sell prices up on the top right. So I can sell the Mark 6 for 13 grand. Sell the Renault 5 for 10. I think we're going to sell the Renault. I'm not selling the Leon. I like that car too much. Could sell the Altezza. And I built that car to get away from the VW-ness we've been going through. We could sell the C6 Z06. I have the Grand Sport. But I don't know. I obviously prefer the Grand Sport. I have a ZR1. I don't have a ZR1. But I have the Viper. And that kind of gets the job done. Obviously selling the LFA would be a giant increase in money. But I love that LFA. I think I'm just going to leave what we got right now. And I'll just keep working on the money. Alright, let's switch cars. We're going to jump into... Let's see if we've got an R3 level race. We don't with that group. Switch into the Golf R maybe? No, nothing there. I'm trying to trip it into giving me something. The LFA. So we can definitely take the LFA out. Let's do that. We'll run the LFA for this race. All right. Let's see what we got in the grid. We've got Reventon 599 GTO, Koenigsegg CC8S. We got a Roof RG12S, the McLaren 12C, our LFA, the GTR, and the Ferrari 458. Pretty solid grid. But I think we're in the best car. I also am way too much of an LFA fanboy. Absolutely love these cars. I don't know why I didn't just think to take the roof out that we just got. GTR is obviously going to outlaunch me and try to put me in the wall. I don't know why I didn't think to use the roof that we just got. Maybe next race. Big slide there from the LFA. Oh, I am missing the corner entirely. Oops. Hoping the big wing helps out a little bit here. Try not to hit this guy, but he just breaks in the middle of wide out corners. Get a good shot here. A little bit of bumping there, but almost had that overtake. This corner has always been a death trap for me on Silverstone. Alright, we got the Reventon and the Ferrari in front of me here. Let me see if I can gain on both of them. The Ferrari got a good run up on him. Too much grass there. See if I can get in on the Lamborghini up front. I'm closing the door, but obviously closing the door and making the overtake are two completely different things. We got a run up. He's going to kind of go towards the edge of the curb there, but he is going to shoot wide, and we are going to make that overtake happen. He shot way wide, too. He's in the wall. Let's see if I can manage this one better than last lap. A lot of slip, but we were able to make it work. There you go, one more lap. Great. Okay, we did still end up going off, but I was really hoping we wouldn't. That Koenigsegg's gonna just scream past me here. See if we can recover. That one in particular was a pain to get around, so. It's like making sure to get right in my way. Like I didn't take the inside line on purpose. A little bit of a risky move there, but we were able to get the position back. Power down. Come on. power down, and that is going to be a win. And a big one at that. That was a good one. That was a good race. Alright, 1,800 credits for that, but yet banging the crap up out of the Seat. There's only 400 credits. Excuse me, I'm getting tired already. It's not even that late. It's only 8 o'clock and I'm already tired. Alright, where are we off to next?
For today's event,
Back to the US.
historic Road America.
Road America. I haven't been on there in a while. It's been quite a few streams since the last time we got to hit up Road America. Let's switch into roof. We're just going to drive it fully stock. Do this pretty much same event as before. Huh. Any minute now. Alright. What's on our grid today? We've got pretty much the identical grid to last time. Alright. Alright, let's see what we can do with the roof. Bone stock roof. No mods done to it at all. We are moving. Holy cow, it's fast. Heavy on the brakes into the first corner here. This was actually one of my favorite tracks to drive in Forza 7. Bit of a bump there from the Lamborghini. It's going to jeopardize the braking a little bit and bump to the Ferrari. Unfortunately, lost the position to the Lamborghini there. That Koenigsegg is right on my tail. Giving a little bit of a draft on the Reventon. Hard on the brakes. It's a little bit too soft on those brakes there. I will be punished for it. Yikes, we are struggling now. I think I caught a little air there going into that corner, and that kind of really messed me up on the braking. The Koenigsegg is going to be such a pain to stay ahead of. It gets right in the way. Oof, down the inside. Very, very ballsy move. And we're barely able to make the overtake stick. Got a good run up on the Ferrari up here. Hard down the inside. Oh, he's just barely able to keep it ahead of me. That little dip there really messed me up. Come on. Got one more lap to go here, moving into the final lap. I definitely think I can catch him. We're screaming into turn one. Why did he slow down so much right there? He's like just fast enough because it's like as soon as I get out of slipstream, he still sticks ahead of me. Come on, there we go. Good move there, and we are now in the lead. I did not think I had that. I'll try to defend a little bit. The Ferrari is definitely giving me grief. The AI has definitely gotten either they've gotten faster or I've gotten slower. Big trip to the gravel. I'm going to just rewind that because I don't really understand how that happened. Goodness gracious, I was trying to correct the oversteer and it just shot me in the grass. Big incident there. I can't get the car out of the grass. Love that. I get freaking hit in the rear and I pay the price for it. That's freaking ridiculous. Put down. Super heavy braking. Golly, it's like I touch the curbs and it just throws the entire thing out. That is not realistic. One more corner to go. Not the best line I could have taken, and that was going to cost me the race. It's so stupid. But there's the win. Still got it in the end. Level 1 affinity with roof. That could have gone better.
Now it's back to California for a race on the dry lake bed.
Laguna Seca, okay.
Laguna Seca.
So still got S-Class events we can do. I'm going to jump into, see if we've got an R3 capable race. Of course we don't. Shocker there. Back in with the S America Tour. I think we're pretty much, well, no, that was the supercar event, so we probably won't see the same grid from last time. Alright. Our grid, we've got 2 Vipers, a Devon GTX, a C6 ZR1, Celine S5S, we've got us and our Mark V GTI, a Rossian Q1, and then a Lexus LFA. So, pretty crazy grid. I think we should be fine, though. This car is pretty stout, other than on the front end traction department. But in terms of speed, we should be okay. And obviously aero. This thing is going to pretty much outgrip everything in the corners, bar the Viper. Drop straight to 8th in the beginning there because obviously we get terrible traction off launch. I'm going to get pinched, but I'm just going to punish the AI for that. I have quite a bit of damage. The car in front of me, though, is smoking, so they took a bigger hit than we did. The Corvette's going to try to take us out, but not quite going to buy that. It's a track that I spent a lot of time at. Get down on the Devon here. Pretty okay overtake. Alright, so we close in on the 2 Vipers up front. These are probably the most competent cars in this race. Sausage curb on the exit of that corner there, which is nice. We were able to get past one of them, see if we can muster some straight line speed, and we do muster that speed to get around the blue Viper and take the lead. So we go hard on the brakes on the turn 1. That blue Viper is going to try to get down the inside. I'm not going to let that happen. That's my bad for dropping off there. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, come on. Holy understeer. This is going to absolutely scuff the position there. It's a bit of a drag race. Ah, completely botched that. Probably got on the throttle way too early. Didn't do it again. It's just gonna have to happen. I expect too much out of this game's physics. That's a move I'd be able to make in any other game. Over the contact of that blue Viper. He's going to drop behind the yellow one though. Shot a little wide there. We're on the last lap, and we've got a pretty good lead going for us right now, so holy understeer. This thing is understeering all over the place. A little bit better. The lights would not dirt drop that front left, but I did the best I could. Do the corkscrew we go one more time. There we go. That is a win. Not quite as close to the other ones too, so not bad. Sure, 975 credits. Oh, it's whatever. We did get a level up, so we are going to get choice of some cars. Boutique supercar being the theme this go around. See what we can get. Alright, we've got the Weissman GT MF5, the Devon GTX, the Bertoni Mantide, the Rossian Q1, and the Spada Vichur Sport Kototronka TS. I've never heard of a single one of these dang cars, dude. So, and I don't really quite find any of them appealing. I mean, the Rossian looks kind of like a Morgan mixed with like a Lotus Elise, or not a Morgan, a Noble mixed with a Lotus Elise. This looks like a Morgan. I'm gonna go with the Rossian because I'm not really keen on any of them, but I like this one the most. Let's get it in a flashy color too. Why not? We'll get it in red.
Now it's back to Fujimi Kaido.
Right, heading to Japan. Where are we going to? Fujimi Kaido. Oh boy. Got a Toge battle. Mountain Chase. Do Celica S15. I think we'll go with the S15. C-Class. Let's bring out Kaysen's Mark 6. Only got a few more races to go in the Masters Division. That's probably going to wrap things up, as once we finish the Masters Division. I am in a lot of pain right now. Was working on my actual car earlier, and the pain has definitely set in. I'm hurting from my neck down to my legs. Both my knees are hurting really bad. So, yeah, I'm in a lot of pain. I've got a headache as well. I'm just falling apart right now, so I'm going to handle these last couple rounds of the Masters Division, and we'll probably call it. I know that's probably going to make things a lot shorter than they've been with streams lately, considering like the last couple of Forza streams have been like 2 hours plus, and you know, we did a 3-hour Gran Turismo 2 stream a couple of weeks ago, so not ideal, but I'm just in a lot of pain. Just would really like to get comfortable. Alright, so we just got into Sylvia S15. Obviously, we're going to have some traffic. Should be fine. See what Kaysen's Mark 6 here can do. Kaysen, if you guys aren't familiar, is one of my friends who owns a Mark 6, and we recreated his car on the last stream. Fully understeer. Sometimes I wonder if it's the controller, because okay, please get out of the way. It seems like it's very inconsistent. It seems like right turns always seem to be worse than lefts. And I think I've talked before, this controller is kind of bunk. I went through the store so many times, I'm not going to cover it. Probably like the 12th time. We're right up on him. That's got to be able to close him in a little bit here. The traffic is not helping me out though, because the traffic, unlike real life traffic, is kind of just parking on the racing line. I'm glad that was a hard barrier, not a soft one. We didn't just go flying through it. It was able to just kind of bounce me back on the track. Oh, bumped him a little bit and hit the wall myself, so Not the best run through here, but I think we did just take the position. So now I just got to survive the rest of the downhill. It is going to be interesting to try this out on the newest Forza. Bumper is in the reds. I haven't seen that in a while. But there's not really a whole lot I can do. These guys are just... This very slow-moving traffic is parking directly on the racing line right when I'm getting up to the corner. And I'm obviously shutting the door extremely fast. So I'm significantly faster than these guys. It's a big hit in that one. He has closed the door on us a little bit there. See, like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I slammed the brakes and went slow to try to not hit him and to get around him a little bit easier, and then he just veers right into me almost. The AI is not very aware, but I mean, I can't be too mad. This game came out 14 years ago. So obviously, I mean, granted, even in the modern racing games, the AI is completely unaware. Like, even like iRacing, the AI is super unaware. Time to time. I think LMU does it best, from just my experience in terms of AI awareness, but gosh, this is among the worst of the group. But again, the game came out 14 years ago. I can't really hold too much against it because I know that's probably a product of age. It's like it's like Gran Turismo 3's horrendous AI is a product of its age. Alright, S15 is caught up, but luckily these two that were kind of running into each other opened up a little bit. I was able to make some moves. See this little, what is that, a Mitsubishi? I don't know what the heck that is. Looked like the IMEV, I don't know how it's pronounced. That was in a Gran Turismo 5 and 6. %70 of the way there. Lots of understeer into that corner, not what we needed there. Micra taking a move there. I believe that was a Micra. Hard on the brakes. Come on. Take the corner. That was good. Okay. Got a Prius up ahead. Bane of my existence. Drivers are usually super slow, and they'll freaking hog the left lane. I know that's a common stereotype, but it is a very true stereotype. Toyota, is this an AIO, I think it's called? I think that's what I saw earlier and thought that was a Mitsubishi. So AIO. AIGO, however it's pronounced. AYGO. It's not something we get here in the States, so not something I'm terribly familiar with. Come on. One more turn to go. Got do that as a Hyundai Accent. And that's a win. I was starting a little nervous there towards the end because that Silvia was hanging up on me pretty well. So we got a credit bonus. Only 1,500 credits though, so that sucks. Didn't quite clean out our credit deficit from the damage. All right, on around 15 to 17. Where are we off to next? We staying in Japan?
And you're
We
off
are.
once
We're going to
again
Suzuka.
the dynamic twin-ring Motegi
Or that's
circuit
Motegi.
in Tochigi
Whoops.
Prefecture,
I think we've already been to Suzuka with this. Alright. Let's switch out cars. Let's go to the LFA. They'll probably get us a S-Class race. Ah, well, guess we're driving the LFA. I did not mean to do that. I meant to switch to the Mark V again. Okay, it's just the East Circuit, so not quite as long as the full track. Man, these loading times. I am too spoiled by modern gaming. Alright, grid. We've got two Mines Skylines. We have an R35 GTR Top Secret S15 NSXR GT. We have a Subaru S204 and a 370Z. I feel like this is the same grid we've had before with one of these races. I believe we did an event like this with the Mark V last stream. I think it was the Suzuka race, actually. Absolutely zero traction. I'm sure those Nissans up front are going to fire away, and they have. Really push it into the first corner here. We're going to make contact with the R32 GTR, but it's okay. Not a race ender for both cars. 3 wide into that corner, and we make the overtake. A little bit sketchier than I would have liked, but made it happen. You guys will see me learn this track in iRacing if you guys watched any of my other iRacing streams, but man, we are screaming on the straightaway. Holy cow. You guys saw this corner really gave me trouble in iRacing, but so we enter this kind of S section here. On the brakes into the final corner here. Let's make this count. Alright, 2 more laps to go. Pretty solid first lap. A little bit sketchy down the light. Hard on the brakes. So we head under the underpass here. I believe that's the oval track we pass under. Yeah, I think it has to be, because it's the only part of that's part of the full circuit too is going over there. So I believe that is the oval track we pass over. Or I guess pass under. There we go, power down. It's a really solid lap. One more lap to go. See if we can improve from last lap. And no triangle of shame either. So far, not off to the best start for improving the lap. not the best start if it would improve the lap, but we'll see. Yeah, we're 6/10 behind. Lame. That was a really rough exit of that corner. Definitely not going to improve this lap, but I'm going to try to keep it without the triangle of shame. But the rear end sliding around is definitely trying to make that difficult. We're now 8/10 behind fastest lap. Across the line. All right. Could have been worse. That second lap was absolutely phenomenal. Did take a credit hit from the damage. We do now have 100% off on Lexus parts. I think we got that earlier on, but just more, I guess, confirmation of it now.
Next, your return to Barcelona's
back to Europe, I believe. Ooh, Catalonia. Okay. It's a track I love, so I'm happy to be at this one. All right, we got the supercar style, the S Euro Tour. Let's change out to one of the other S-Class cars. Probably once again going to go with the Mark V, just because it tends to be the all-around best car for this. It's just got superior traction in corners with its tire choice and the fact that it's a featherweight car. So we got this event, one more event, and then we'll call it for the night. Because like I said, I'm in a ton of pain, like astronomical. So I'm also not trying to cut these short as much as I can. One of my favorite tracks on the F1 calendar, which this will be it this year for it, I believe. They want to add more street circuits. All right, we got Revington 599 GTO, pretty much same grids we've had in the past, but we do have a random Audi R8, which I don't think we've seen in previous supercar events. But obviously, this is going to be a pretty tough one, as the Koenigsegg gave the Seat trouble twice. And the roof was barely able to hang on in this event, so we'll see what the Mark V has going for it here. Much like at Laguna, we're going to drop to 8th right off the rip. This is the shorter layout than the full F1 circuit, which I don't really know how I feel about that. I think I would prefer to have the full Catalonia layout. A little bit of contact there with the R8. SLS is like, okay, come on, get out of the way. If you're going to go that slow, move off the line. Like, holy cow. So now I'm distracted. Yep, that's my bad. Rewind a little bit. That whole thing with the Mercedes is just irritating me. Bro like parked it on the race line and was just going slow as humanly possible. It's crazy. We still have the chicane here? We do. Holy cow, the McLaren just came to a complete stop. Like instantly. That's crazy. A little bit of a nudge with the Ferrari up here. gorgeous yellow color on this thing. All right, see if we can get a little bit of a slipstream off of him and use that to get a good run up with the cars in front of me. We are definitely not getting it. He's just running away. Definitely do not have much help here in the straights. Holy cow, coming in really fast. Okay, we still didn't kill the 458 or ourselves, so definitely a win, but totally thought I was going straight to the barriers on that one. If not taken that Ferrari out of commission. Making some moves. We're closing in on the front running 3. 1 lap to go. I don't quite think we're going to win this one, but we can at least get on the podium. That would make me happy, and I think that's all we need. Shot wide. And, yep, gravel that just instantly stops the car. I thought that was just a conventional runoff. I didn't realize that was gravel. So we can get a run up on the 599 here. The gear shifts on that thing are slow, so I'm hoping that that'll help us out here, but apparently not enough. Oh, double position, double overtake there around the Ferrari and the Koenigsegg. We have the Lamborghini in our sights. I don't know if we're going to make it work. I don't know if we were a douchebag like that, yeah, but we've got the position now. That was not the way we necessarily wanted it, but holy voice crack. It's going a lot slower than I anticipated through there. So I was just like, you know what, we'll just make it work. Okay, we are all over the road. It definitely isn't going to help my case very much, but I'm going to play some mad defense. Try not to rewind a billion times this stream, even though I know I have. Down the inside through the grass for the Lambo there. Very daring maneuver, and it did not pay off for him because I was able to hold position there. And that is a win, a very, very sketchy win, but a win nonetheless. Man, that was tough. Phew. I guess the advantage of using a cheap car for this kind of stuff is that when they take damage like that, it doesn't really cost much. Alright, we did level up to level 36. We are going to get a top-of-the-line driver reward. And level 9 affinity for VW 55,000 credit bonus. That's a lot of cheese. Alright, let's see what we got. Top-of-the-line category. I assume it's going to be some kind of high-end stuff. Alright, we have Aston Martin 177, the SLS AMG, the 599 GTO, and the LFA. Obviously, we already have the LFA, so that leaves the Ferrari, the Mercedes, and the Aston. I am torn here because I love all 3 of these cars a lot. The SLS is my favorite Mercedes model of all time. The 599 GTO is a car I really love as well. And the 177 is among my favorite Astons. Hot take for me, the original Vanquish is my favorite Aston Martin, not the late 2000s, early 2010s car, the original early 2000s James Bond Vanquish. Knowing how bad the automatic in that car is. I mean, there's really no wrong choice between these 3. But I'm leaning the Ferrari. Well, I don't think we have an Aston in the garage either. No, I'm just going to the Mercedes. I like this car too much. I love the SLS so much. No kind of cool colors, though. I think we'll just go with the red. All right, I think we're down to the last event of the Masters division. So I assume it's going to be some sort of championship event, like a 2-heat championship event.
You're on your way back to
Where are we heading off to? We're headed to Italy and Mugello. I would not be surprised this is a multi-heat event. It is. Okay, so we do have an S event. But do we have an R3 event? Because obviously those are going to be the cars that really move. We do have an R3 class. We're going to go for it. What was the performance point? 800. Wow. You may be getting a little over our heads here for our last event, but we're going to go for it. The challenge makes things a little bit more fun. So Mugello is a track I'm not entirely familiar with, so this may go horribly, but I'm going to try my absolute best. I know we've driven a lot of VWs tonight, but I'm hoping soon we'll have enough credits to get out of VW group cars altogether for some fast race cars, even though I was looking at getting the A4 touring car for our R2 class car. But I'm not entirely opposed to trying something different as long as we have the cash up. It's just that's one of the easier to acquire R2 cars is these the Audi DTMs. Since the Super GT cars cost 1.5 mil versus the DTMs costing 900,000 to $1 million. All right, come on, game. On the grid, we've got obviously a grid of race cars, and consisting of a Ferrari F430 GT, a Ford GT race car, the M3 GT2 of the E92 generation, the best one, Jaguar XKR, Penos, I have a JGTC Impreza, I have a Nissan Fairlady Z, ourselves, another Nissan Fairlady Z, a 2011 or number 11 Viper, I sent to 2011, a Ford Falcon, and a Holden Commodore. We got some stiff competition. I have faith in this car. Hopefully you guys do too. We are all-wheel drive, so that should help out a lot. Obviously, the B5 would be a better car for this, but I've been itching to use this Mark 6. I don't think we've actually driven it yet. That launch is a huge win for us on this straight. Let's see how long we hold up, though, considering these two are this Ford GT and this Ferrari are going to be very fast. Get a good run down the inside. The BMW, though, holy cow. I wasn't paying attention there. I was watching what was going on behind me. Make that mistake too many times in life. Of an off-road in there. There we go. Got a good run through here now. Oh, that off-roading there was definitely not ideal. That is going to cost us a couple positions to the Ferrari and the Ford. See if we can make them back up. Re-widen this corner, I presume, and we are definitely taking a hit on that one. That was brutal. This is what I get for trying to go around the outside like that. Come on. See, I don't make that same move, though, and I lose a ton of ground. So much so the BMW is now getting around me as well. So much understeer there. I know this car's got it in it. It's just a matter of cleaning things up to where I can get ahead and stay ahead. Because, granted, the B5 had struggles with this too, so we're definitely in a challenge here. Big move from the BMW, and he is going to hit us hard, and that is going to spin us out a little bit there. Okay, now we just have contact with him. So it's like I hit him or he hits me. There's really no win on that because he can brake way later than I can. Gonna force him to go a long way. And of course, for me, I'm just gonna understeer all over the road, so. Not shaping up to be good so far. We got another lap to go here in Mugello. And we have dropped to P4. Having a real hard time combating the understeer here. The front half of the track was exceptional. The set latter half was just atrocious for me. Man, we just lost so much ground right there. I just can't brake as late. The car is understeering pretty aggressively. It's like I have to be nearly perfect. Golly. I really don't know what to do. Like, I'm just outclassed. And the B5 was struggling with this. I can only imagine this car was destined to struggle as well, but the fact that I'm possibly dropping to 6th place by the end of this lap is pretty astonishing. But I don't really know there's a whole lot I can do with this thing, really. I can't with the understeer. The car is understeering so bad. We just lose so much speed when the car slips. The traction control is so invasive. See, I can't. I'm slowed down. The car will not turn. This is not a good race. This is why I was really hoping we'd have the cash together to get a proper race car at this point in the game. Because, I mean, everything I have is going to get outclassed at this point. Alright, P5 in the first heat. Definitely not ideal. We're definitely going to have some work cut out for us in heat 2. But we'll see what we can do. Still got a ton of credits off that, but obviously I want the win, you know? This car is proving to be way more difficult than I expected to handle like this. Alright. Starting P8 again. I really wish it used the previous race's results as a qualifying. But it is what it is. I think as long as we finish on the podium, it'll let us progress, but obviously I want that race win. Once again, super stellar run off the line. We're going to try to slipstream the Ferrari. Maybe not taking quite as much damage will be beneficial as well. I'm rewinding a lot this race because I'm trying to get the best result possible, and I need to learn this track anyway, so. See, I don't know what to do here because see, the steering is so inconsistent because it just cuts sharp right there and then it just understeers out of nowhere. Come on. See, that's what's killing me, is just this thing is understeering so bad. Like corner entry, it seems to be doing fine, but it's like as soon as you get anywhere through, like halfway through the corner, it just wants to understeer off track. And the fact that grass is just like air, like it's like harder than any brake system in the world. Just immediately stops you. What was that supposed to do there? Alright. Well, thanks for the rewinds. That was a pretty solid lap. Obviously would prefer to have done that naturally, but it is what it is. Going to really focus on throttle management. I think that's going to help out a lot with this car. I've always struggled with throttle management on controller. On wheel, obviously, I'm very used to it. But on controller, my brain just immediately is like, push that trigger all the way down. Even then, it's not enough sometimes. Just going to rely all the way through the corner. So it's kind of SOL regardless. The Ferrari's going to get a run up through that corner anyway. Ugh, that was sketch. Just need a really good exit here, and we're gonna get it. Well, we got the win of the second heat, and I think that was important. I don't think it's going to be enough to overcome the points deficit, but you know what? Whatever. Second in the championship, though. We got maybe a position or two higher on Heat 1. Might have been able to get the win on that for the championship, but second place is not bad.
Fantastic work.
And that is the Masters Division completed.
And are ready to take on the Elite Division.
We're heading up into the Elite Division.
The Elite Division features a mammoth series of races for the best cars and drivers out there.
So we're definitely moving on up into the real fast stuff. So
today we return to New Hampshire for another event.
Kicking off at Maple Valley again too. 19 rounds. Wow. This is going to be a lengthy one. Alright. But on that bombshell, it is time for me to end the stream for the night. Like I said, I am in a ton of pain, and I just want to rest. So I apologize. I know these streams usually go on for at least another 30 minutes or so, but I am just really hurting. So I'm going to switch cars so that I just kind of have something ready for next stream. I don't know when the next one will be. I'm actually going out of town next weekend. So more than likely there will not be a stream next weekend because I will be leaving the state and won't have access to all my stuff to stream, obviously. So if I don't get to see you guys again anytime soon, have a great week and or 2 weeks, and I'll see you guys back here in a few weeks.